Hey everyone, welcome to another walkthrough video of Excel Wonders. We're going to look at a tool called Capability Building Tracker, and this is a very useful tool for professional or personal purposes, and the goal here is to track the development of capabilities, being organizational capabilities or personal capabilities over time. And you have the ability to add capabilities here, which will be displayed as rows. And you have also the ability to add multiple items for which you want to track capabilities. So for example, if you're a business and you have multiple brands, you can display all your brands here as columns and then track the capabilities of each brand. So let's, for example, start with that example. Let's click here, let's say column one. Let's change this, for example, to brand A. And let's start adding new columns. So to add a new column, you click here, new column. It adds, let's add 3. You call it brand B, brand C, and let's say brand D. Okay. Now this is the time to create sections because the sections will be the capabilities themselves, right? And then inside of sections, you can create requirements. So for example, imagine I want to add new capabilities. So let's, for example, add here new. Let's put, for example, Excel. Let's click yes. And let's add a second one called, let's say, digital marketing. Here it is. Confirm, yes, so now I have 3. I can even change as well. So if I want to edit, I can just click here, edit capability, and I can change this to, for example, let's say finance. Save changes, yes. Now, the capabilities themselves are not that useful unless you put the requirements of what constitutes your assessment of how these capabilities are evaluated. So to add new requirements, you select the capability you want to add requirements for, and you click here, new requirement. And it starts adding new requirements. So requirements can be, for example, this brand needs to have this brand has to achieve that. And as you then add new requirements, you can add values for these requirements. And values normally is a binary, so it's a boolean of yes or no. So you can click here on the different cells, and it's just a click to start adding or start documenting whether a specific brand has achieved or not its requirements for a specific capability. And then it starts counting here. So for example, here on this one, it starts telling you that out of all the requirements, it starts giving you a score of 0 to 20. And I'll show you why this score is from 0 to 20. But as you add here, it starts changing that score. If you go to here to settings, you can do a few things. So first, you can select whether you want to activate edit mode or not. Edit mode is what allows you to add or delete or edit the capability. So once you have put your list, I recommend you click here on no to disable edit mode so you don't accidentally create or move around or delete the list. So if I go back, those buttons are gone. But if I go back to settings and I click yes, it's back up. But the one I wanted to show you, the setting I wanted to show you is this one. So in the capability tracker, do you want to display scores in a star rating or in a number rating? Right now is in number rating, and that's why right now it shows from a minimum of 0 to 20. If I show this from 0 to, instead of 0 to 20, 0 to 10, and I can even choose from 0 to 5 or 0 to 100, and I go back, it will adjust, as you can see, now to a 0 to 10 type of count. But I can also select star rating, and this is pretty cool. So if I click here star rating, you'll see what happens. Now it shows me in stars. So as I add here different values, it starts giving me a rating in star per brand per capability. This is super cool. Now if I go to settings, I can also check here whether I want to show the column total or not. And I can do that at the beginning, at the end, or not show it all. Right now it's at the end. So if I go here in capability tracker, that column here is at the end. But if I go back to settings and I choose it to show it in the beginning, here it is now at the beginning. And finally, you can also label however you want that column total. So for example, if I put, let's say 1 to 3, I go back to the capability tracker and now it's called 1 to 3. And here in the capability tracker, you can do multiple things. You can edit, as I showed you. You can move it around. So for example, you imagine you want Excel as first. You just click on Excel. You can move it up. You can, for example, let's say, change the name of the requirements. You can move them around. You can delete. Let's say, imagine you want to delete finance. I click delete. Yes. If you want to delete the brand, you can also delete. Click to delete. And finally, you can export. So if you want to export this table or this tracker to a file that you can fully edit, you click here export. You give it a couple of seconds because it's preparing your export. And now you can select the file name, the format, and where you want it to be saved. Once you click export, you'll find the name with the file with that name, that format, in that location you selected. And that's it. I hope you enjoy it.